What's up guys, my name is Ryan and I've spent the last few years exploring medieval Europe and I want to show you my favorite locations, so here's my medieval cities top 10. Medieval Europe is one of the most fascinating periods in history. The Middle Ages began in the 5th century after the fall of the Roman Empire and then merged into the Renaissance during the 15th century. From the incredible fortress of Carcassonne to the leaning towers of Bologna, Europe's medieval cities and history remain unmatched to the rest of the world. Let's start this video off at the magical town of Český Krumlov. Located in the South Bohemian region of the Czech Republic, Český Krumlov is a medieval fantasy. As I was doing research, I was just blown away by the beauty of this place. It looks like something straight out of a fairy tale. The town arose around the year 1240 when the Český Krumlov castle was built and a settlement emerged beneath it. In 1302, the town and castle were given to the Rosenberg family, who owned it for the next 300 years. Český Krumlov thankfully escaped the bombings of World War II, which is the main reason the city is so well preserved. Today it stands as one of Czech Republic's most beautiful towns. One of the main attractions of the town is the castle. It's the second most visited in the country. It's surrounded by a moat that's not filled with water but bears instead. That's pretty crazy. You can also visit the castle tower to get an incredible view of the town. I mean, it's just such a magical place and I can't believe it exists. After, let's head over to the medieval fortress of Carcassonne. Now, when I imagine medieval Europe, I don't think there's a better place that exemplifies it better than this fortified city. Located in southern France, Carcassonne began as a Roman fortified hilltop and was given to the Visigoths in the 5th century, who continued to fortify and build the city. Throughout the centuries, Carcassonne proved to be an impregnable fortress as army after army failed to overtake the protected city. Today, the city consists of 53 towers that are protected by its 2 outer walls. It remains as one of Europe's greatest medieval gems. While we're still in France, we're going to head over to the nearby medieval town of Uzes. Now located about 2.5 hours from Carcassonne, Uzes is a small town with quite the medieval charm. What I love about Uzes is the Duke's Castle. It has such a unique look to it. The main tower with its 4 mini spire gives off medieval vibes. Now while you're in Uzes, you can make the short 15-minute drive to the ancient Roman aqueduct Pont du Gard. It's over 2,000 years old and carried water over 50 kilometers to a Roman colony. It's the highest of all Roman aqueducts and it's one of the most well preserved. Another nearby place to visit is Avignon. It's a stunning French medieval city full of intriguing architecture and history. After France, we're going to head over to Italy to visit the historic city of Bologna. Special thanks to my friend Jack Anda for providing this footage. He makes incredible aerial videos of Italy and I'll link his channel in the description below. I was just blown away by his Bologna film. Now, Bologna is one of the wealthiest cities in Italy and it's the 7th most populous with a population around 400,000. What I love about Bologna is its medieval towers. They were constructed back in the 12th and 13th centuries, with the highest being over 300 feet tall. Back in medieval times, there were an estimated 180 towers which dominated the city. Over the centuries, many towers were demolished or simply collapsed, and today fewer than 20 towers remain. The most famous are the 2 towers. They were constructed between 1109 and 1119 AD by 2 competing families to see who was more powerful. The tallest tower reaches over 97 meters with an overhang of 2.2 meters. I mean, they're both leaning a little bit. They look like they're going to collapse. I just can't imagine all the history these towers must have experienced throughout the ages. After Italy, we're going to head over to Portugal to visit the medieval town of Óbidos. Located about an hour's drive from Lisbon in central Portugal, Óbidos is a romantic medieval town protected by an impressive stone wall. Around the year 713, the Moors established a fortification here, and in 1148, the King of Portugal reclaimed the land after successful storming of the Moorish castle. In the 13th century, the king gifted Óbidos to his queen, and for the following centuries, the village received special treatment from the queens of Portugal, who remodeled and enriched the village throughout the Middle Ages. Today, Óbidos is one of Portugal's most well-preserved medieval cities. The Óbidos Castle is one of the crowning features. It dates back to the 9th century and now it's a hotel. Óbidos is just such a beautiful medieval town and I hope y'all can witness it one day. After Portugal, we're going to head over to Croatia to visit the medieval port of Rovinj. Now, located on the Istrian Peninsula on Croatia's western coast, Rovinj is one of the most beautiful medieval fishing towns I've ever seen. From 1283 to 1797, Rovinj was governed by the Republic of Venice. From 1918 to 1947, it belonged to the Kingdom of Italy. Today it is part of Croatia, and it's one of the country's most beautiful cities. When you walk the streets, you'll feel like you're in Italy due to its Italian influence. One of the most beautiful features of the city is the Church of St. Euphemia. It's perfectly perched on the hill in the historic part of the city. It was completed in 1680 and stands over 60 meters tall. Rovinj is just such a special spot, and I hope y'all can check it out one day. After Croatia, we're going to the medieval capital of Luxembourg City. Built among deep gorges cut out by its surrounding rivers, the city is home to one of the most impressive medieval towns. The history of the city is fascinating. In the year 963 AD, Count Siegfried needed a place where he could defend his properties, so he acquired the land which is now the capital and became the first ruler of Luxembourg. Now, what made this landscape so appealing is that it's surrounded by sheer cliffs that serve as a natural fortification against invading armies. Luxembourg's fortifications grew gradually and it became one of Europe's strongest fortresses. Sadly, in 1867, the Treaty of London required Luxembourg's fortress to be torn down so it could be a place of neutrality. Today, the fortress's ruins still remain. The best place to see them is the BOCK Promontory, where you'll find the city's famed cliffs, underground tunnels, and fascinating history. Luxembourg is such a stunning capital. After Luxembourg, we're going to head over to Malta to visit Valletta. Now, located in the southeastern region on the main island of Malta, Valletta is a sight to see. With only an area of 0.61 square kilometers, it's the European Union's smallest capital city. Valletta was established back in 1566 after the Knights of Malta defeated the Ottomans, who attempted to conquer Malta in the Great Siege. In 1798, the French invaded the island, but the Maltese revolted and the island ended up under British rule in September of 1800. During World War II, Valletta received a lot of destruction due to the German and Italian air raids, which destroyed significant buildings such as the Royal Opera House. Today, the architecture of Valletta is absolutely stunning. It's the perfect mixture of Baroque and modern architecture. I just love how the whole city is dominated by 10 medieval buildings. If you visit the city, you can check out the saluting battery. At noon, a cannon is fired. Pretty cool if you ask me. Valletta just has so much beauty and history, and I hope you all can witness it in person. After Malta, we're going to head over to Poland to visit the charming city of GDANSK. Now, located in northern Poland on the Baltic coast, earliest mention of GDANSK was in 997, and during the Middle Ages, GDANSK grew as an important seaport and shipbuilding town. It rose to the wealthiest and largest city in Poland until Warsaw's rapid growth in the 18th century. Sadly, a majority of Gdansk was destroyed during World War II, but today, Gdansk is one of Poland's most beautiful cities. I just can't believe how stunning the old town is. It's full of perfectly placed houses next to the river. Just an hour's drive from Gdansk is the MALBORK Castle. It's the largest castle in the world. It was built in the 13th century by the Teutonic Knights, who were German Catholic crusaders. Now, as the number of the knights grew, so did the castle, which encloses an area of 52 acres. It's just crazy to think that people were able to build such buildings back then. Now, like Gdansk, more than half of MALBORK Castle was destroyed during World War II, but thankfully it has been rebuilt to its former glory. Alright, for our last destination, we're going to head over to the beautiful city of Tallinn. Located in Estonia on the coast of the Baltic Sea, Tallinn is another stunning medieval capital. So around the year 1050, the first fortress was built to kick off Tallinn's old town. As trade grew between Russia and Scandinavia, Tallinn rose up as a dominating port city. In 1285, Tallinn became the northernmost member of the Hanseatic League, which was a mercantile and military alliance of German-dominated cities in northern Europe. Now, in 1346, the King of Denmark sold Tallinn to the Teutonic Knights, and over the next few centuries, medieval Tallinn thrived. The city grew to a population of 8,000, and Tallinn's medieval city was well fortified with city walls and over 66 defense towers. Today, Tallinn's Old Town is one of Europe's most well-preserved medieval cities. I just love all the buildings and architecture with its orange and cone domed roofs. I mean, they'll just take you back in time. Alright, well that is it for my medieval top 10. I just love making videos about the Middle Ages. It's just so fascinating to research and learn about them. There's so many other medieval locations that I couldn't include this video, so be expecting more videos coming soon. I started a new channel where I post hour-long relaxation videos with calming music. I just made a 60-minute long medieval relaxation film that covers all the places from this video and more, so I'll link that at the end of the video and the description below. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at shirley.films. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.